Hi, I'm Grace Baroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today, my guest is Kim Crosta from Conklin Office Furniture. Kim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
This is just so wonderful because we're talking about sustainability. We're talking about Conklin, but I love the work that you're doing, and I think it's so important, and I love it when businesses embrace sustainability. So tell us a little bit about your role at Conklin Office Furniture, and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
Okay.
So just to provide a little bit of context about Conklin. So we started about 40 years ago as an office supply company, and then, Staples, a lot of the big stores came along. So, they had to pivot their business model, and they pivoted to pre-owned, remanufactured furniture. So kind of since Conklin's start, there has been sustainability woven into our business practices because you are reusing furniture instead of just throwing it into a landfill. I mean, it's shocking how much furniture is disposed of. Last year, there was 17 million pounds of furniture that was just thrown away, and only 10% of it gets reused. And Conklin, we actually, through our sales of remanufactured and reconditioned office furniture, we diverted about 1,400 tons of furniture from landfills. So
that's amazing. Kudos to you.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So my role is to be able to tell our story in terms of our sustainability initiatives, because although sustainability has always been woven into our business model, certainly before it was mainstream, we've continued to grow in terms of our practices, in terms of our business, how that has expanded, and we want to continue to implement more energy efficient techniques, get more eco-friendly and better for the earth, better for people, those products with responsible procurement. So that's a little bit of what I do, kind of analyzing a lot of how we're doing in terms of our current recycling. And so we're able to set goals and move from there.
I love it. And kudos to you, because I do remember like 4 years ago when I visited Conklin Office Furniture. I started my role here at the Chamber. I learned about the fact that you have always been kind of doing this, where you've been reworking pieces. But I love that there's a focus on it now, because sometimes I find in my travels, you will see office chairs like out by the curbside or something, or a filing cabinet, and someone is just tossing it there with a sign, "Take me, I'm free." And it's like, oh my gosh, maybe they should have called Conklin and you could come pick it up. And did they think about how to repurpose that? Because those pieces are really well crafted. Some of this office furniture that you see in these buildings is sturdy. It seems to be well built, coming from someone who really, doesn't have any experience in that. But I think to myself, how could someone just take this and repurpose it? And you're doing all of that. So where's the inspiration, and how do you go about collecting these pieces? Can companies call you and say, hey, instead of a landfill, do you want to come and get it? How does the process, how do we begin?
Right.
Because I'm excited about this.
I'm very excited about it too. So we have a liquidation service. So when companies are either moving to a different space, downsizing, or closing, we can go in and buy back that furniture. There is a valuation for the furniture, so we want to make sure we're getting quality pieces that can then be either reconditioned, refurbished, so fabric changes, or remanufactured, where you take a lot of the bones of the furniture, and then let's say you have a desk, so you have all the metal parts, and then you replace the tops and the laminate. So that's how you can get started, and definitely you can contact us. And anything that cannot be reused, we really put an emphasis on recycling that. So all of the metal we want to recycle. The fabric that can't be reused, we actually partner with a company called Syntex, and we send that fabric to them, and they can make it into insulation and carpeting and clothing. So it's this idea of taking furniture that normally would be thrown away, and normally if it's for an office building, it's a massive amount of furniture, and being able to give it a new life. And there's a term, circularity, or circular economy. So the linear economy, how our economy mostly works, is a take, make, waste model. So you're just, taking raw materials, making it, and then just throwing it away. Right. And so with the circular economy, instead, at the end of its first life, you're taking it and you're giving it another life. So this way, it continues to get more use. And a lot of, like you said, a lot of these furniture pieces are really nice pieces. They're still high quality, and they certainly can be reused. Sometimes all they need is a little touch up, so refurbishment. Sometimes it's just deep cleaning. Sometimes it's more remanufacturing. So it's nice to be able to incorporate that in our business model, and also use recycled materials in our processes. We just find that so important. So yes, the liquidation is kind of how we start, and then we move towards the reconditioning and remanufacturing process.
I love that you pay attention to all of that, because we're all guests here on planet Earth, and I think we need to pay a little bit more attention. And maybe we did in the past, but it seems like we went through this time period where it's like, oh, you buy something, you don't like it, toss it. And I like that everyone's kind of just getting back to, let's not just toss it.
Yeah.
How can I give it a new life?
That is something that's really nice. I mean, a big challenge too is that so much is made just to be thrown away. So much is just fast furniture or fast clothing. So you only get so much use, and then you throw it away. Instead of repairing a TV, you just get rid of it and get a new one. And we want to be able to take that and kind of change the narrative, and be able to not only provide a more sustainable planet by diverting from landfills, also using eco-friendly materials and materials that are non-toxic, so they're going to improve indoor air quality, and things that might not have always been at the top of mind, but now we want to be able to bring that to the forefront. And another part of that is reconditioned or remanufactured furniture actually is at a lower cost. So you look at remanufactured furniture, it's normally 40 to 60%, and then reconditioned can be, up to 80% less than if you were buying it new. So not only are you having a smaller environmental impact, it's also, a significant cost savings. And sometimes you will have clients that are very, very passionate about sustainability, and sometimes, of course, it is a business and, thinking about their bottom line. So it's nice to be able to bring in, draw in clients, and in that way, just continuously practice what we preach in all of our business practices, and hopefully help our clients and customers begin to have that in mind too.
Staying true to your mission.
Yeah.
Now, do you have designers that are specifically geared for this too? Because, we can all look at something and, some folks are just like, oh, I don't see the possibilities. And then other folks see so many possibilities. how does that work? Where does all this creativity come from?
Yeah, of course. So once we have the furniture, we do have an in-house design team. And so they will do renderings of furniture. So you could say, I want to have this color fabric. I want to change the color of the legs, or, paint it a different color. And they can take that idea, and they will create renderings of not only how it will look in the space, but also how the colors will look, how the fabric will look. So we're able to work with the client in order to give them a new visual and have them be able to really see what it can look like in their office.
That's wonderful. So if I'm thinking of remodeling, instead of thinking, oh, I have to go out and get all new furniture and push this away, I can just contact you and you come on over and I can share what my vision might be for the new look that I want, let's say, for my office space, and you help me create it.
Yeah. And generally, a lot of times it is, coming in and, buying reconditioned furniture pieces, and then when you want to make over your office, if you want to keep some of the same design colors, our department will keep that in mind when working with you, so you can still have that visual that you wanted, and go from there. And then we assist not just with the sales, but then we can assist with the delivery and the installation, and so kind of help manage all of the logistics for you.
Like you always do. Conklin Office Furniture is absolutely wonderful. And I am so grateful for your time here with us today. So hopefully, I hope we've sparked some great points with some of our audience. If there's someone out there who's thinking about doing that remodel or wanting to repurpose some of their furniture, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you, Kim?
Yeah, so you can go onto conklinoffice.com. There you will be able to find our phone number, so you can either call, or you'll also be able to find our email. So call, email. You can come into our store. We're at 75 Appleton Street in Holyoke, and we take walk-ins. We're there to tour you around the office, and it's very, very exciting, and we look forward to hopefully continuing to grow and have people buy more sustainable.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for sharing your mission with us and reminding us all that we're guests here and we need to take good care of our planet. So thank you very much for all that you do. And I appreciate having you here with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us today. If you would like to be the next guest on Conversations with the ERC5 here at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, visit our website, erc5.com.